Funny story, I went to the dentist, and even though I've mentioned in the past I have a mint sensitivity allergy, they still haven't purchased products that they can use on my mouth that are safe for me. So most of this stuff is fine. I use the whatever shot injection that they numb my mouth with. I don't have a reaction to that. And they've confirmed that it's salicylate free, and I believe them. I don't have a reason to believe that it isn't. But the numbing gel that they rub your gum with before they put the shot in, I want to use that. I'm sorry, I don't need to do it without pain medicine. Like, shots hurt, and if you got some benzocaine, yeah, I'll take that. So one gal that I was there, she was like, oh, it doesn't say it has a flavor in it or anything, and she's holding up a bottle that is blue, and I was like, well, if it's blue, it's probably mint. And she's like, I don't think it is. So what does she goes and tastes it, she puts it on her tongue, and of course, it's for your mouth to numb it. So she's like, okay, now I'm gonna be talking funny, because her tongue was numb, and sure enough, it was mint flavored. So they ended up finding in the kids section, they had a watermelon. I don't know how many they had. One time they said it was strawberry, and then the second time they had watermelon. So they used this watermelon benzocaine in my mouth, and at least that one is less potent than the mint. And so they put it in my mouth, and then the dentist comes back like 5 minutes later, and he's like, oh my gosh, like, why your two back teeth in your mouth are like a hot pink, like a pink color, pinky orange color. And I was like, I don't eat anything red except blood. Like, I cannot think of one other thing that's red that could dye my mouth. I haven't eaten anything red in 3 years. So he was like, I said, didn't you just use like a watermelon, like benzocaine back there, like on those two back teeth? And he's like, I've never seen it stain people's teeth. And I was like, well, I can guarantee you I have not used anything red in years. So, and he confirmed that blood wouldn't do that from eating a steak or bloody gums or anything. So anyway, yeah, so after that I was like, okay, look, we need to figure something out. So I couldn't get a definitive yes or no when I asked him to write the, I had looked for Orajel before I went to the dentist, but I couldn't find any without mint. So the popular mouth numbing item is benzocaine, and that's what Orajel has in it, with a lot of other stuff. So the original formula has flavor added to it. It doesn't say what kind, and then a lot of the other Orajels or competitors put mints in them. So basically you rub it on the gum and it goes numb. It feels amazing, so you don't feel your shot going in as bad. So that's the purpose of that. Now, I have used lidocaine in procedures before. My mom used it a lot for when they worked on her like port or veins. She was fine with that. Lidocaine is very similar to benzocaine, where it basically just numbs the area. So when I talked to my dentist, I couldn't tease apart if benzocaine had salicylates or not, but I knew for sure lidocaine was fine. So I asked for a prescription, and so this is just a little tidbit for you. This is basically what I got, and what I was able to do is we have in the United States, we have compounding pharmacies. I'm sure that they're worldwide. I can't imagine them not being. But in the United States, compounding pharmacies actually fill about 3% of pharmaceuticals to the population, and they make custom drugs. The nice thing about this is, like, for children, if they need an adult drug, they can scale it down so it's an appropriate dose rather than cutting things in half. That's one reason they exist. Another one is to support people like us with allergies who can't handle anything. I've talked about this, getting anti-dandruff shampoo in a safe soap for me. And then the other my introduction to the compounding pharmacy was actually my cat had a thyroid issue and she would not take her pills at all. Like she would just puke them up and it was just disgusting. I'd have to chase her around and everything. So they actually made me a hormone that I could rub into her ear. So I just had to put gloves on and just like rub it into her ear. She'd be nice and calm and it would go through her skin. She was happy and the medicine worked. So that was very helpful. So this here is lidocaine. Unfortunately, it's not cheap and most often insurance does not cover it. But if you don't need a lot of medicines, it's worth paying the little bit of extra to get something that you know you can trust. You don't have to keep wondering if you're sick because of it or not. So this here is lidocaine 10% in an oral gel, and it was $35. So oral gel, you know, like a tube of it, you know, $8, $35. But I can take it with me when I go to the dentist, and I don't have to worry about them having the right medicine for me or not. I will eventually shop around for a new dentist now that I've moved, and that would probably be one of the questions I ask, is if they have unflavored products for their customers to use. So yeah. Another thing that might be helpful, and I was looking also at teething gels because I feel like there might be some benzocaine teething gels for infants, but this might be something that you might want to pick up for kids. I would talk to the doctor, of course, and ask if it's safe for children to use, but something like this might be very helpful during the teething process. And it's a pretty easy application. You just crack it open. They can put a toothpick, a Q-tip in there, and then put it in your mouth, and there you go. And I just keep this refrigerated. It says, so I just got this, but it looks like it has about 1.5 years a shelf life, and I keep it in the fridge to have it last longer. Some of the products that they've given me, they'll say it does not have any like shelf stabilizers or preservatives in it, and so you should keep them refrigerated so they last longer. I also got, this is funny. So I asked for kind of like an antiseptic mouth rinse because I had swollen gums, and I knew at this point that whatever was going on with my gums was improving. Even though I had gone to a low-sal diet, I kind of figured that those would improve, and they didn't. So although over the last 3 years they definitely have improved, so I was having bleeding gums, swollen gums, and so I asked for an antibiotic mouth rinse, and they said, oh yeah, we can give you one, but there's 2 things about it. 1, it's mint, and 2, it's brown. So if you can get past the mint part, you'll be fine, but the brown part, it actually stains your teeth. So you come back in, we'll give you a free polish so that your teeth aren't stained. And so I said, that doesn't sound good and that doesn't sound good. So I said, you know, I can't get past the mint part. So how about if you write a prescription for me from the compounding pharmacy and I'll get that filled for them. Well, I go and pick it up, and I kid you not, there is not a drop of color in that. So whatever the, you know, pharmaceutical companies are doing, they're literally putting stuff in your medicine so that your teeth get stained, because the actual medicine isn't brown, it's actually clear or white and dissolved into a clear liquid. So I'm so glad that I got the kind without any preservatives or colors, because I didn't have to go back for polishing, and I didn't have to have any issues because it had mint. So that's all I've got for today. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Low-sal-life. And I appreciate you for staying here and hanging out on this low-sal community. Thank you.